Hello guys, welcome to part 2 of the evaluation director's commentary sort of mix of a video. Sorry about before, my camera's battery ran out. We are continuing this from 3:13 on my video, just where the bear is getting up, so I'm sorry if I got cut off in mid-sentence in the last video, but that can't be helped. My camera's been on charge for the past few minutes, so we shall now continue. So yes, on my computer it's actually quite bright, but I know on others it is quite dark. Originally I did want these to be quite clear, as I wanted people to clearly see what was happening, but when I was there I thought it would be better to have it quite dark, as it can really show, you know, that he's feeling quite some negative emotions, and it just worked. It really does work, because it is because also it gets darker as well compared to like the last scene, which was just him like here. Oh god, I don't know what's happening. Sorry, but yeah, because of the last scene, here it's actually quite bright on him, and you can clearly see him, but again his face is blackened out, which, as I said before, cancels out his facial expression even further. So it sort of distances the viewers from him, despite the fact that, you know, he's a toy bear. Toy bears are quite relatable, well, not relatable, but quite approachable, and they're a sort of appealing subject. So yes, this is actually quite a hard scene to achieve, because the bear, because he can't stand up by himself. I could have like linked this back to the other scene where I revolve around him. I had to make a dolly there for him. I had to prop him up with this like makeshift small little thing just for that one scene, just so he could stand still. And I still had to balance him as well. It wasn't a matter of the dolly doing everything for me. I still had to balance him and then be very careful as I walked around him. And so in this one, I just had to hold him there for a second and then move very quickly out the way so I could capture him falling. It was very hard, but as you can see, I got it, so I'm not too fussed about how I got this scene. I mean, like, compared to the hula hoop, Haribo compensation sort of thing, it really just didn't hold much of a weight compared to the rest of the adjustments I had to make. I planned as well this whole blackout thing just to really show, if you look here, although you can see my reflection from the camera in the window, yeah, it's just complete black, just to show that, you know, he's just hit rock bottom. And yes, here I come in again, just fed up with having to reject him all the time. I simply point towards the wardrobe back in that scene, and that just shows that I've somewhat given up on just trying to, you know, put up with him, put up with his antics. And then he just rejects me, and then I take it very strangely, because I thought that this would be a sort of thing which would go on for a very long time, but the bear is only looking for friendship. I mean, if he's not going to get that, why should he continue to? And so he just gives up on the relationship at this point. And it just confuses me, because I thought that, you know, we had some sort of mutual understanding, but obviously I was very wrong. And here we have me realising that my friend's little brother Tommy, that's his actual name, Tommy would be a suitable person to now own my toy bear. Yeah, and that's me on the phone as well. And yeah, the toy bear comes out again, and now this is a scene where I play Halo 4, I think it's Halo 4, yeah, Halo 4 with him, an Xbox game. Originally, this was actually quite a late scene that I conceived when I was creating my timeline analysis to show to plan out what I was going to actually do in my filming and what shots I was going to use. So yes, I actually wanted this scene because I thought it could really show a sort of this new sort of connection, you know, like I've somewhat like understand that he's a little bit mature now, so it's like, heck, why don't we like play a game together now? Despite the fact that I've already found a new owner for him, I want to at least like try and get something out of him as a toy, because you know, although he's a toy, he's somewhat a friend to me at this point. But as you'll clearly see in this scene, it really doesn't turn out that way. So yeah, the bear is meant to be playing, by the way. I got my friend Harry Hollingworth to play behind me somewhere over here, where my mouse is, somewhere over there, simply like playing on the game, just to keep that consistency of scene up. So yes, there he is, just simple gameplay, then me smiling as if like admitting that this is actually pretty fun, you know, this is nice being with you, but as you know, he can't show, you know, react to anything, because it's the toy bear, so we don't know what he's thinking at all. So yeah, we're just going to have to see what he does. I think a game is quite a nice way, this part is a nice way of just showing what he really feels. He feels annoyed with him. He feels annoyed with me for just rejecting him all the time, and this new world for just somewhat taking away my innocence. The whole child aspect, the fact that I've even grown up, is somewhat annoying him at this point. So yes, and then he kills me again, and then I end the game, obviously, just out of non-sportsmanship. I don't really... it was just to symbolise that it couldn't really work out no matter what, as in if one person... Even if the bear tried so much to try and get me back into a friendship... sorry, not into friendship, into a sort of this relationship between a toy and a person, it wouldn't work, even the other way around, when I tried to connect with him. So it was somewhat destined to end. Let's just say that it was every like toy and child relationship is destined to end. So it's really emphasized in this video. And my target audience is those of post-uni. Sorry, not post-uni. Just before uni. Post-uni means after. Because that's of my own age, and I wanted to do something that relates to us, and Toy Story 3 and Sum 41's Walking Disaster were a very big influence. Sum 41's music video Walking Disaster had the toy robot, which although it didn't show the same sort of symbolism that I went for, it still followed around that sort of toy robot, and it still showed that innocence. And that's what I loved about it, you know, that it didn't really focus on a star persona as an artist like what Bloomer and Katz, Andrew Goodwin. It's either Andrew Goodwin or Bloomer and Katz think as their theories for someone being, I think it's Andrew Goodwin, for having their star persona having close-ups of. But instead, I have this toy bear who isn't even related to the band, Ice Nine Kills. So I went full narrative here. This is linking into question 1 here. By the way, sorry for just going off on a completely different topic, but I do have to highlight these in this video, or videos, seeing as this is part 2. And so yes, I decided to just go against that convention of using performances. A lot of my friends in my media stuff did, and it still turned out pretty well. But I just wanted to focus on my narrative, because you really get immersed in the story quite quickly, especially with that opening scene. And so just something to a performance would really detract away from that. But that's not what I wanted, and that's what, as you can see, I achieved. And so yes, here comes Fiona and Tommy. As you see, the wreath's still up on the door, so it's still Christmas. And then the bear's a little bit shy now. He reverts back to his old self in a way. And then he steps down, and Tom... And yeah, I smile down at him, as in, like, accepting that, you know, I'm letting him go, which is nice. To sort of sum up the video's sort of storyline, too. And then, yes, I give him away to Tom. Same sort of principles to Toy Story 3 in the end, where the main character gives his toys away to a young girl, but obviously I've done this in another sort of fashion. And yeah, and it just ends scene, and this scene I have had in my head for ages, of this fade out scene, slowly in the light, the blinding light, which I have always seen when I was younger in my own home, and I thought that would be really nice to have that behind us and showing, yeah, this is their new path, this is their new story. It's not the end, although it's fading to black. It's because it's fading to black on like the brightest sort of scene that's been present throughout this video. And so it also really contrasts with the darker videos as well, because of how bright the other scenes are, because of how colourful and childish and somewhat immature they seem to be. And so yeah, there's no music here. It's all planned on my timeline analysis. And then after this I involved credits, which will come up. Here we go. Credits, which again are only on this version, not on my drafts. A lot of it is just basically me, because I was the cameraman mostly for it, and there are a bunch of other videos I've done. There's my viewing, there's my pitch, and how I had to pitch the idea to my class, raw footages, and then there is other A2 music video results as well, because I've had tags added in. So as I said, I've gone through a few questions already for the evaluation in this. Question 3 I haven't really addressed yet, which is the audience feedback to this. In my viewing, that it's a lot better if you go and see my viewing to look at this, because it was all very positive. Not much room. There wasn't much room for improvement, because there was just so much that was done for it that adding anything else might have been a little bit too much for one person to sort of handle from a simple music video, because I mean, it's quite film-like in a way. So I used quite a lot of film sort of risky shots, especially with the in the cupboard scene, or scenes where I'd go like down on the floor and put the camera there and film it from there. And it just went on really with the lists of different expressive shots that I decided to try and achieve. Obviously some I didn't do, like the rotating scene. Everything else I actually did do, which I'm actually impressed with myself with, because I planned it out extremely well, as you can see on my blog from my timeline analysis, which I will constantly refer to because I spent forever on it. Question 4, for media technologies in the construction and research planning and evaluation stages, I used a lot of digital technology. Blogger I've been using since last year for the AS levels as well, for coursework, as it presents my work very well. I'm much more mature with using it now. I've developed a nice design for it. It really shows off my work, which is the main point of it. This work is meant to be shown off, because that's what it is. It's not like a magazine where it's just a plain cover. This work is somewhat a build-up to a final product, which I've used in the ancillary text, which I'll now refer to question 2 with. I answered this question with a Prezi, same with the question 4, which I just referred to. And that's that. As I said before, with the magazine advert's the start, where the bear is sitting under the tree as like a flashback. But in the digipack, I decided to bring in this drawn element again, and also mix in those of actual pictures from my video. These weren't pictures from my video, these were pictures that I made for my pitch presentation, which are featured on my blog. And within my pitch video, but unfortunately the camera's a little bit to the side, so you won't see the presentation fully. These images were taken not with the Canon 550D EOS. They were actually taken with my own. Unfortunately, all I have on it is Panasonic, and I don't think that's really enough to say it's evidence, but you get what I mean. These were my own taken photos of my bear for my pitch. It was just like very rough, just quick, let's take these photos. And they came out very well, and so I decided to use it for my digipack, because I came across them which I haven't used yet, and so I used them as like lyric pages, and they came out brilliantly. And I think that's it for evaluation. If you want more, then just go to my blog, and there's like prezzies, there's pages and pages of text for you to read of my answers to these questions, and I hope you've enjoyed following this experience as I have. It's been fun doing it as well. It's a great way to finish off this coursework with this video, so thank you again if you've watched. I'm sure you probably won't watch this video to any other people out there, but to the exam board, mark me fairly. I don't really know what to say at this point, but yes, thank you for watching.